Oh, hello there. Enko domo no hi. That means Happy Children's Day in Japanese. May 5th is Children's Day, which is celebrated in Japan, and they celebrate all the children. So they'll have parades and festivities for all of the kids to come around. It's a day that we celebrate you, which is pretty cool that the day that I push out art assignments is the day that this happened. So what I have here is a fish kite that I made um, on Children's Day in the household. However many children are in that house, they fly that many fish kites outside. So we're gonna make our own one just for you. What you will need is I used crayons and 2 pieces of paper, scissors, and tape. If whoever's at home is more comfortable cutting it for you and taping it all up, you might need 2 hands for it. I made mine rainbow, but we'll talk about it. Make the Japanese fish kite for Children's Day. We're going to start with a paper nice and tall. What I need you to do is fold it in half, hot dog style. Then we're going to curve our edge on one side and the other. So if you have a pencil and your paper is opening, let's open it this way so it's easier for you, like a book. So it's opening like a book, right? In this top corner, all I want you to do is draw a curve, okay? At the bottom, we start here and we draw another curve. Now, keeping your paper closed and folded, have a parent or whoever's there, if they trust you with the scissors, just cut on that line. If not, ask them to please do it for you. Okay, then throw away your scraps. And now we have almost a big oval, or just a curved rectangle. To make our fish, start with your pencil, and towards the top, go ahead and make a big smiley face the whole way across. Now this line down the middle is our line of symmetry. And if you remember, symmetry, or when things are symmetrical, means they're the same on both sides. I might have to bring this line out a little bit more. There we go. Woo. If we're making a fish, fish have 2 eyes. So we need to have an eye on one side and an eye on the other side. If you have something round like a cup or anything, you can trace that. That was kind of big for what I want to do. So I'm going to try to make them as symmetrical as possible. A big old circle. Another big old circle. Then frowny or a smiley face. And smiley face. So then those are your fish's eyes that we'll color in. Now for the gills, start at this corner up here. We're going to do a big smiley face. So it almost looks like a panda with ears poking down upside down in front of us. For the gills and texture, let's add a couple of lines in there. All right. For the scales, we're going to continue with kind of the smiley face the whole way down. So if I start here, let's put 2 scales, one big one here, one big one here. Then, as we go, we're going to start in the middle of this gill, do like a letter J off the paper, then a big smiley face, and I connect in the middle of that first scale. Another big smiley face to the middle of this scale. Another big one, and then one that goes off the paper. There's my first row of scales. Now what we're doing is repeating. So Let's think. If this is the middle of that scale and you start at the very, very edge of the paper, big old smiley face, have it stop in the middle of the scale. Big old smiley, stop. Make sure that your smiley faces for your scales are touching the scales above them. A lot of kids, when they go to make scales, I'll see that they go like this and then like this, where they're not even touching. And then we can't really add color that well to it. Okay, next round. Big letter J. Smiley. Smiley. We're gonna do one more row, and then we're gonna do the tail. Actually, no, the tail's gonna be some streamers. We're gonna continue the scales the whole way down. Start at the edge, big old smiley. This is repeating and doing something over and over and over again. And then last one. If you really want, you could cut along here, but I'm going to leave mine how it is. Now, when we go to add color, I want you to think about patterns and what different patterns you can use for this. Crayons, markers, color pencils, all of that works great. I'm going to use crayons for mine. So first for my eyeballs. I'm going to leave a spot white so it looks like the light's hitting it. It's going to look funky at first, but just trust me. Ooh, broke my crayon. Oops. Happens. Okay. I'm going to keep that black for the outline of the head and the scales. Okay, for my face, I'm going to have mine be orange. You choose whatever color you want. All right, let's think about patterns and how we want the rest of it to look. Maybe you're going to stick with 3 or 4 colors for your patterns. Maybe you're going to put different designs in each of your scales. It is entirely up to you, because this is your fish that represents you for Children's Day. I might do some patterns. For different designs. But like I said, do whatever you would like to do for your project. It does not have to be exactly like part is done. We're going to get another piece of paper and end up cutting it into strips for the tail. If you have streamers at home, that can work so much better. I don't have any, so I'm going to make my own streamers. the first thing we're going to do is color this piece of paper however you want. So let's see. If I want most of my tail streamers to be purple or violet, because that's kind of what I ended with, that's how I'm going to color them. You can put patterns on here. You can go crazy with it. It is your paper. It is your fish's tail. Oh, the dry paint on my table is kind of putting a texture on my paper. So maybe you go and find a cool texture in your house. Put your paper on top and then you can pull that texture. And if you want to go a step further, you can color both sides of this piece of paper. Maybe on the other side, I'm going to do more warm colors. What do you think? I think it sounds like a plan. Talking to myself. So we will still see this side if it's up on the paper, like with the streamers. Maybe you put polka dots on yours, bubbles. I don't know. Okay, now that my paper's colored, I'm going to fold it once like a hot dog and twice like a hot dog. When you open it, you should have 4 sections. And with the scissors, or if someone at home wants to cut it for you, you're going to cut on that crease. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine is not perfect. Now we're ready to assemble our fish friend. I'm going to be right back and get some tape with your fish. I have my tape, I have my fish. Ooh. This tape does not have a little razor thing on it, so I'm going to cut it. We are first going to flip our fish. Take one of your tails and tape them down. I'm only going to put 3 of my tails on because my 4th strip of paper is going to be the handle of my fish. So decide what colors you want. So there. It looks like this with these 3 things hanging down. Okay? The next step will be, whoops, to tape it together to make a cylinder in the mouth of our fish. What do we think? And then its tail. When you go to put your fish together, you may need someone to help you. I wish I had someone right here to help me. But I roll my edges up. You can kind of see the gills of my fishy. I might have to smush mine at first because I don't have anyone to help me here. Tape that down. I can pop him back up, don't worry. And tape him down. I'm gonna put my hand in there, pop him up a little bit. And if you've streamers, awesome. Here's my tail for him, here's my mouth. My eyeballs are on the side because it's symmetrical. If you want, you can make these a little thinner. So I'm just gonna cut up my tail a little bit, make them thinner. That way they flow better. Then, for your handle, we're going to tape it in the mouth like this so it makes a little handle for you. You can use a ribbon instead. It's entirely up to you. But let me put mine in there. I'm actually going to make mine thinner. It does not have to be nice looking, it's just the handle. Get a piece of tape, put it on the bottom, stick it on this side, rub the tape down, and another piece of tape on that side. And there is my Japanese fish kite to represent myself during Children's Day. So, Kodomo no Hi, I can't wait to see yours and have fun with it.